Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Broncos edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. The Bills drop yet another game and are really struggling on and off the field. In an AFC South matchup, we had the Texans pick up win number 2. Starvin' Marvin Harrison pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Colts beat the Rams. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. David Thornton sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. It's reported that he's broken his hip, and if that's the case, he'll be out for 8 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
In the gentle climbs of the Carolinas, we had the Panthers lose by a disappointing 16 points. Bengals, Steelers. Rudy Johnson
is just shy of the midfield stripe and takes the quick handoff with a spin. They're fooled! Nobody was deep on the left side! 10, the 5, touchdown!
The Bengals win this one by the final score of 21-7. Over at Gillette Stadium, we had the Patriots squeeze out a 4-point victory. The Saints erupted for 400-plus offensive yards in their victory at New Orleans. The Browns won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Redskins. Peerless Price stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Chargers pick up their 3rd win of the season. Lions, Raiders. Joey Harrington
looking over the defense from the 22-yard line. And a pump fake. Everybody stops. Oh, that buys the time for the TD.
The Lions win this one by the final score of 24-17. Dante Culpepper took to the air for over 300 yards and helped his Vikings beat the Eagles. And in our final game, we had the Seahawks come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime player. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.